Welcome everybody to becoming a HubSpot super admin. I'm Matt Bolian with Supered. And if you're a HubSpot super admin or on your way to becoming one, you're at the right spot. Welcome. Today I'm speaking with an OG, one of the original, been in HubSpot for a decade, won lots of awards. You can see in his background. This is he lives in Brazil, but Bruno Amico is an Italian name, who is a co-founder of TropicalHub, and he's here to share his journey about becoming the HubSpot super admin. Bruno, welcome.
Welcome.
Friend.
Thank you, Matt. Very honored to be here among the best.
If you're counting yourself, then yes, you're always among the best. This is good. I'm a wannabe, and I'm glad that I'm surrounded by people that are smarter than me, which is you. So as we get started, it's this first question is I'm going to ask two. Number one, Bruno, what is something that nobody would know about you except maybe your mom or your pet? Like, what's something that's fun about you that nobody would know?
Well, I guess what I did before Inbound and HubSpot, and those are very unusual things. That I had a pizza place,
Really?
and I had a band at the same time. So I make pizzas and we sing all at the same time, with lots of dancing and people. So I did some strange things. I was a gym professor also, and I worked as a therapist, a body therapist in psychology. So my formation has nothing to do originally with Inbound and HubSpot.
I love that. So you made pizzas. You probably sang at your own place where you made pizzas. You danced a lot, which is
we
fun.
have a band,
and then
I play in the band, I sing, all in the same spot.
And you help people work out and get strong, and you do psychology. So it's great. You sound like a good friend to have. You can make pizza, show me how to get fit, sing, be a party. It's just a one-man party. It's Bruno. I like it. And then Bruno we're talking about HubSpot super admins, and we talk about superheroes. What is, if you could pick the one superpower that you could have besides dancing and never getting tired, what would it be?
Well, I guess the ability to study and dive deep and like eat HubSpot with Cheerios every morning. You have to learn every day and be very interested in all the features, all the updates, all the things that come out. You have to be always learning. That's I guess one of the superpowers, the main superpowers.
I think that's crazy. Is you have people that be on podcasts to talk. I want to be able to teleport. I want to be able to have a photographic memory. Your superpower is there are too many HubSpot product updates, and my superpower is just to know them, which is nice. I like that. Next is, what's your favorite HubSpot tool of all? I mean, you've been around since 2014. You said TropicalHub is made, and what is your favorite HubSpot tool to use?
A lot.
You can only pick one. Only one.
Only one. Workflows. Yeah, it's where the magic happens.
Okay, that's where the magic, just like your pizza shop. I like it.
It's the oven, right?
Okay. We've got a bit into the story already, which I love, and it's the first question I like to ask, like, what were you doing before you became a HubSpot super admin? I want to go further into this. You said it's one thing I know you had a pizza shop and you sang in a band, but what was okay, I need to do HubSpot. Like, that's just such a big switch. Like, what happened? And how did you find yourself to being a HubSpot admin from running a restaurant?
Well, my life has many changes and many plot twists and stuff. And I started writing content because of the psychology. I I was a freelance writer in the healthcare area, and I began selling blog posts, ebooks. So I started in the marketing, in the inbound marketing. That was in the beginning here, selling this content around. So I started doing this for some years, only the content. I know nothing about the other tools. And I remember clearly in 2014 was my first trip to Boston in the Inbound conference. And then they launched the CRM, the Sales Hub, the beginning of the Sales Hub. And when I saw that, I went crazy. I said, oh, look at this. You can sell and market together. And that's what's the beginning when, the orange bite, it beats me. So I come back with all those things blowing my mind, and I couldn't get off my head. And I had to study and know more about the sales and marketing. So that's where it started. So I went from content to more like this technology area, and I started researching more about the tool and the setup and on and on.
In 2014, they launched the first version of the CRM, and you were like, this is the future. Back in 2014. Before it was cool, right? And so like people.
Yeah.
Okay. You said this is the future. You started learning about it, and then how did Tropical, like, you're still not an ad, like you're just learning, you write really good content. How did you become an admin? You started an entire company called TropicalHub.
Before that, I was in another agency. I work with my partner since then, which is also my wife. So we have a couple business. And then I started to cover this technology area, beginning with setups. How do I make this? How do I set up teams and users? And through many mistakes and errors, I became learning in time. Took me some years of many mistakes.
I like to say this, and I say it often because especially with admins, you're never good at anything the first time you do it. And that's okay. Failure is where you win. And many times, even if you're like, it's just provide value for people. And many times the people you made mistakes never knew you made mistakes, but you would not set up a HubSpot today like you did 3 years ago. And you're like,
everything was so new and nobody else was doing it back then. So when a client asks you, oh, can you do a CRM setup? And you look other way and nobody's doing. So you have to take a chance. I'll do it. Let's I'll go all in. I'll do it. Yeah. So I did many things for the first time and the clients didn't even know about it, but I had to try.
I love it. The other is everything you do the first time you're bad. However, you can still provide value and not do something with excellence. And the next is sometimes you got to answer in the future. So like my future self's going to know how to do this. Yeah. So it's like, can you do a CRM setup? Like if you ask yourself in the moment, it's no. But if you ask yourself 2 weeks from now when you're going to have to do it, you're going to go, yes. So you have to just have that belief in yourself. Like that's the part of being an admin is believing in yourself. I love that. I'm going to ask this question is there's like a rite of passage for admin. That rite of passage being you've had some pretty bad blunders where you've probably hurt something and you had to make up. What is the worst thing you've ever done as a client? You're like, holy moly, oops, and you had to fix it. What is that story?
Yeah, my rite of passage was when I get my first like international client with sales teams in many countries, and they like send me to training overseas, and you have all those people in a meeting room with you for the first time speaking Spanish, English, many languages. You have to do the job and you don't even know how you're gonna make it, So that scared them out of me. But I kept going, and I did many mistakes, like erasing data, erasing entire pipelines, deals, when there's no recycle bin at the time, you know?
Like, oh, that information's permanently gone. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this all related to data, you know, deleting, for of course by accident, but some issues with that, with information, and fire up emails. Email is terrible. Those blast emails, you fire to the wrong list, you fire the wrong automation, and 10,000 people receives the wrong email. All those kind of stuff happened to me already.
Yeah, and it's misspelled.
You sweat.
It's all of it.
You cold sweat. The client calls you. So thank God it was in the beginning, and I made this commitment to fix it somehow.
I have another question. Why not Salesforce? I mean, especially at that time, to be quite prudent, like, you made a lot more money. I was just like, why HubSpot? Why'd you go all in HubSpot in 2014?
For me, Salesforce is a beautiful dinosaur. You know, after all those years, I've been in many comparisons and migrations between HubSpot and Salesforce. HubSpot's new in the neighborhood. It was in the beginning like very overrated, you know, and often today we hear things like that, like, oh, HubSpot's for smaller business and stuff. But the thing is, in Salesforce, I didn't have a single client that in front of me in a call, oh, let me configure this property. Oh, let me change that real quick. It was never like that. Oh, I have to talk with the provider. You took like a week to send for email, then they put in the production line to change a screen, to change a property. No one know where this admin was. There were like outsources, very, very expensive. So it has the features, some of them mainly for the sales part, okay. It's a robust platform, but it is so clunky. And people have to adapt those zillion screens, zillions clicks, all this ugly UI, you know, it's outdated. It's look like a spreadsheet with prettier buttons. So I never saw a single client have this, you know, responsibility and the ability to manage by themselves with Salesforce. They all have to scale up this thing to a much higher admin. And with HubSpot, we train those champions. With a few months, they are completely like free, and they are autonomous. They can configure the pipelines, they can do reports and dashboards, and they are so happy to use. And all of them says to me, oh, this is so easy. I love HubSpot. All my info is in a HubSpot. There's not a single user that doesn't like it. I'm not saying this to be like cheesy and stuff, to be phony, but it is the truth. And all I hear every day is this higher adoption and the friendliness in HubSpot.
This is beautiful. And then I hear this often. It's a rallying cry I like, which is adoption is everything. Okay. Oh, we have two questions. I'm a new soup, right? Superhero. I'm a new soup inside HubSpot. Where should I start? What are 3 tips you would give a new person to HubSpot that wants to become an admin and jump on this massive HubSpot wave?
The first tip is follow the right people on LinkedIn, like Matt Bolian and Mandy and the professor, the academy professors, like George B, all these celebrities, HubSpot celebrities, they give great tips, basic and or advanced. So one of is to connect with the right people, your idols on LinkedIn. Another will be consume the initial knowledge base articles, which is well served. Use some of their support, open some tickets, and really study and digging into the platform. You cannot have like 2 or 3. Oh, I studied a little bit of this or that. I guess you have to really be focused on HubSpot. So here, for example, at TropicalHub, we only work with HubSpot. We don't use any other platform. And I don't see it as a risk because it's a ever-growing platform. It's wonderful. So it makes me very happy. So I every day I studied, I check the updates, I read them all, I enjoy the betas, and every day you have to always be learning. Like you're a 5-year-old. You don't have to be arrogant or proud, you know. You have to think, if I skip this for 6 months, if I quit studying for 6 months, I will know nothing. So you have to have this mindset. I have to learn every day and keep up and keep up.
I love that. What a cool place to be, where you have to keep learning, which is just a good thing to do. Like it's like healthy mentally to do, to be in a place to do that. So as a recap, what I hear is, number 1, follow people. You use my name, but there are a lot of other better people than me, but there are people to follow online that are talking about HubSpot a lot, how to use it, how to implement it. And then also the strategy on top of. So it's one, like the strategies you take and how you operationalize it. Number 2 is there's academies and there's knowledge base, and they're pretty robust in HubSpot. So you can look at those and do it. I'll put in a little plug with Super. It makes it a little bit easier if you want to look at it. And number 3 is you just get in there and start breaking things. Is what I heard. Like you got to be in there and you'll just see product updates as they go. And the day if you stop for 6 months, you're going to have another learning curve because you have to continuously learn.
Yeah, and on top of that, you have to choose the hub that is more likely to you, to your background. So if I want to start with marketing, I have to have a minimal background in marketing. What I'm doing here, what's the project. The same for sales and service hub or operations hub for developer. You have to like begin with one hub to start as an entry-level hub and go from there. Because they're like separate roads not inside of HubSpot. They're like just aside of each other. But in the terms of knowledge, you have to have different backgrounds and start by the one you like most.
Agreed. Like for me, the Sales Hub got really good. Just loved Sales Hub because sales teams. You're likely first was marketing. I mean, you start with when they're marketing and then learning, and then from there you can begin on the data architecture as it comes out. Well, Bruno, this was I had a really fun time learning about your journey from, and you probably could have got it farther, but it's from gym enthusiasts helping people execute and get really buff in the gym, psychologists helping them write, and then like doing counseling, helping people think through hard problems, to running pizza and being in a band and dancing, to owning your own HubSpot agency that has won awards that I'm looking in the background right now. Thank you for telling this story. It's a story worth telling, and hopefully encourages others. So I really thank you for being here. My last question is, how can people connect with you after this podcast? It's the best way.
I'm on LinkedIn often, more like stalking, less posting like you, but I'll get there. It's Bruno Amico from TropicalHub. You can find pretty easily on LinkedIn. I'm also in the partner directory, of course, and we have some events like the Hugs. We host the Hugs, São Paulo Hugs here in Brazil for more Portuguese-like content. But I'm always in the community also, and those are the main channels to reach me.
When I visit Brazil, I'll make sure I put it around a São Paulo hug event, and we can have fun. It'll be a great time. Maybe we get some pizza and go dance.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bruno, I appreciate it. This is if you haven't already, guys, this will be No, the Sprocketeers is a great community to like learn and be able to talk to people and get in as you go. And I really encourage everybody to go into Sprocketeer. It's awesome. And Bruno, thank you for your time, for what it looks like in a day walking through your shoes. And hopefully there are more HubSpot admins because of you telling your story today. Thank you so much for your time. Stay awesome.
Man. And everyone.
Stay strong. As like we like to say, stay super. Adios.